We're here at Two Tease today, joined by Kevin to have a look at some beautiful hardware. The saying goes something like the door handle is the handshake of the building. So Kevin, your store looks pretty nice, mate. You've got nothing regular here. Everything to me seems pretty bespoke.
I believe that people wanted a choice, and handles are a choice, they're emotion. So you don't need the same and the same. People are doing their houses, making them personal. You're building personal houses where people have their intricacies in there. Handles that are comfortable to the hand, the different finish, the different style, matching componentry, keeping the mechanics all locked up, having the roses all work together, so that when people come along and they feel and they love it, they get a great end result.
Every single thing in your shop is a bespoke item. It operates and looks and feels a little bit different to what you're used to.
Yeah, and I've managed to curate the European ranges. So we have the Czech Republic, we have the Belgium, we have the Dutch, we have some Italian locks.
With the different countries, are they like stick to a different kind of style? So, you know, Czech versus Italy versus Belgium? Or
they're very much designer based. Everything in Europe seems to be about the designer and how they can influence so that they can penetrate the mass market. Not all of them penetrate. Some of them are very unique designs, as you see behind you. There's a large market there, and these handles appeal to a large population over there. So to make them available to the Australian market, seems like a good approach.
The good evolution.
A good evolution.
Get us away from flush brush stainless steel, right?
Well, the same are the same.
Yeah, and we're finding with our clients as well, we send them, you send me a photo, we give you kind of a brief of colour and style.
Yep.
And we'll get one or two photos from you. Mm-hmm. First choice every time, they're like, wow.
Yep.
Like it, and then they come into the shop and then they end up, picking half the store. The last job, I think they came in to buy 2 door handles and a front doorknob. They left with wardrobe handles, door stops.
Door stops, the door stops were the big thing, that was good.
Yeah,
but they're the little things that people forget. So you can have the whole house with the design that you love flowing all through.
Yeah, and I guess on top of that, they not only they look good, but the quality so far, it appears like from our experience anyway, but the quality of these locks are great. Like they're not the kind of locks that you're going to find failing or keys getting stiffened over time, finishes wearing off unless that's the intention for the product.
It's designed to last the test of time, and we'll stand behind the product because that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
you look after people, make sure that they've got what they want when they want it. And sometimes it's a challenge, but selection and choice is the best way.
Yeah, that's right, big selection.
I think the money issue is the biggest thing that people go into when they build a house, when they go renovating. They always look at the money and go, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. And sometimes it's better to pare back and get the parts that you can afford and wait and get the other parts that you'll afford later on, rather than buy the wrong thing and lament it, because you can't take back that money.
And it's also hard, in my experience, for people to justify spending maybe $1,200 for a lock or a handle until you actually see that in the house and see how it can work. So, like you've got setups here that actually show it in in its environment.
We try to practically work through everything, and we've got the lock wall in there where we get the locks, we get the handles, we're making template blocks as we're working through it, and we're bringing in products that have passed the test overseas, because you wouldn't be able to sell them if it didn't match and it didn't work.
It transforms the house. Like it's amazing the difference a door handle can make. It really, it truly
does.
Until you see it, you just don't understand.
It's the jewellery. Yeah. So after all the construction's done, you add this jewellery, you touch a handle that many times a day, and until you actually make it a nice handle that you love and it's a motive, you don't realise how many times you touch it. And then you go, oh, this is good. Yeah. And that's the appreciation of it. I'll show you this handle. This handle's part of the minimum limit, and this was designed by a lady architect designer in the Czech Republic. So you pick the handle, then you pick the timber surface.
They're beautiful too, aren't they?
And you can coordinate that, changing the surface, but you've got the same lineal line that runs through the project.
Like you could match this in with so many different parts of your house, and architects like to do their own thing. They would never buy it off the shelf. But they could buy that. And then they could make that out of whatever they wanted.
Exactly.
To suit their...
Like people are doing with front doors. They're making their front doors unique. So the timber decking might go straight along and up the front door. The metal might come off the roof and go down the front door.
Now they can do it with the handle too.
Now they can do it with the handle.
The rendered handle or something. I like it.
Then the other brand new product from M&T is their new magnetic system. So this is a system where they've developed the handles, but they've also developed the internal lock and the mechanism that brings it in. And this on the door, along with some new handle designs, makes the door open like a fridge.
So we had these at Marrickville as well, the internal side of it anyway. And what we loved about it was that you don't have the tongue coming out the door.
Nothing. Yep.
So when your door's in the open position, which it is 90% of the time, there's no ugly tongue.
Yep.
You close your door,
Nothing
it
to
magnets
touch.
in.
Yep.
And then we had a lever on ours,
Yep.
so you could lever it out.
Yep.
And again, no tongue.
Yep.
It just had this such a nice. There's nothing clicking or rubbing. It just went
it's
into
quiet.
the thing. Quiet. It's just actually that was a really nice thing. The first time it went in, like, what's going on here? But
well, that's one thing
once
that
it goes, it's great.
the Italian lock manufacturer on these other locks we do promotes is their 16-year-old daughter's coming home late at night, doesn't want to wake the family.
Very nice.
Moves the handle, doesn't, you know. Well, Juhani is a reasonably new company. They created this range, which is sand cast brass. So solid brass, bronze.
What do you mean by sand cast?
So they pour it into sand moulds. They have these moulds where the liquid bronze is poured into the moulds, and then the moulds are broken open to reveal the handle.
So the mould's not like your plaster or a poly or a plastic mould, it's literally like a gluey sand shaped to how they want it.
And it's a special sand that works with it, and then they try to reuse that sand and take the metal out, but it makes things imperfect.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, so it's imperfect. You've got these tiny little kind of grainy look to it.
Yep, and that's the beauty of it, because rather than have something that's stamped, manufactured, continually produced.
It literally looks like something that you'd pull out of like a 1905 house, and you'd be like, wow, that's beautiful. Someone made that by hand. It'd be such a shame to chuck it.
Yep.
No mass production.
Yep. Personalising.
It's really quite a beautiful piece. And I think with these like minimalistic design, sometimes it's so, I don't know, just dry. Like it's just not warm. And you've got glass, you've got like a polished concrete floor, your cabinetry is very sterile. To bring it to life, a little bit of texture like this is all you need. It's the slightest bit not square.
Yes.
It reflects the light just with a little bit of shadow.
It's a touch of
brings
detail.
Everything to life. It's amazing what it can do.
It's like, why do the ladies on the red carpet in Hollywood have to have that dress by that designer and then put Cartier around their neck with 30,000 or 300,000? Because it's the jewellery. It's just making that little bit, you know.
Ties it all together.
Ties it all together.
Kevin, thanks for having me here today, mate. It's been good fun. I've learned a thing or two as well, believe it or not, about door hardware. I hope you guys have too. So, importance of door hardware, it deserves a lot of thought. So if you want to learn more about Two Tease, check the description below. And if you want to learn more about Bayside Built, check out Bayside TV. We've got lots of good content on projects that we've completed and some more videos like this to get you in the know of the industry.